what's crazy is just like the fact that the industry itself has changed so much with movies, music, just entertainment in general. It seems like it's harder now to make money as an entertainer than it's ever been. Like, because those avenues that used to be available aren't there anymore.
And I think that's not just entertainer, that's all around, man. The pay in like regular, not even entertainment, just the pay in fucking
everyday job,
trade jobs. It's like, yeah, it's better than most jobs, but developers aren't trying to spend that much on labor now.
Well, that's like I talked with Marcos.
Outside of they're finding loopholes where they could do stuff. Union work, it pays really good.
Well, what I was talking with Marcos is, back in like the early 90s, like a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs was like 80 grand. Mm-hmm. Now it's like 800,000. Yeah. Yeah. Back then minimum wage was like $4.25. Now it's 15. So the cost of living has increased, tenfold. Wages have barely tripled.
You know what a lot of trades workers do here in the Bay Area, like specifically San Francisco, Oakland, that work in the trades, that jobs pay sometimes, 70 to 80 an hour for some like journeyman, which takes a long time to get to. But the majority of them are coming from Stockton, Tracy to work Monday through Friday in the Bay Area.
Oh, they'll stay in like
No, they'll drive back the same day.
I know somebody that will stay.
There's some that do stay
family for a week.
Yeah,
during the week and then come back. And
well, that's like we've talked about this before. Like the average rent for like a 1-bedroom apartment out here is like $2,000.
Well, yeah. Right. The point I was making with this is like these same people that are doing all this shit to survive are the ones that are like, fucking like, I'll just listen to Spotify because shit's so expensive. Like, it's hard to get those guys to come out. I'm thankful that these people come to a show and spend money and drop money because it's like, dude,
people need a good time.
For sure, but like the more it gets, the more it gets, the less people are going to be able to afford to go to these things. Pay for a whole album, pay for your streaming.
Well, you know what though, they were actually talking about, because like writers are starting to fight for like, especially music, like we need to get paid more, blah blah, and artists are like, dude, Spotify, you gotta throw us down more than a quarter of a penny per stream, right? Like that's not fucking fair. And they're like, well, we can't pay you guys a penny per stream unless we're charging, like $100 per thing.
That's bullshit.
And so now they're thinking though, right? And now here's the thing, right? Say it goes up $20-$30 a month, right? So I saw something in the comments on TikTok today and was like, dude, if Spotify or Apple Music went up, if everything went up, people would pay for it. You're fucked. You don't have a choice if you want to listen to music, right?
Yeah, we can't go backwards.
You can't go backwards.
They're
not selling CDs like that anymore. It's too expensive, and there's nothing really to play your CDs on unless you're... No. But let's just be honest. If you're out and you're driving, 90% of us drive to work, right? I mean, you're going to be listening to Spotify or something on the way to your in your car.
Unless you got an old set.
And let's just think about it. Like, I have a CD player in my car, but how many times I hit a pothole and all my shit scratches? You know what I mean? Like, it's convenient to have these kind of things in our life, and we're so used to it. So yeah, artists might make a little more money, but like things I think are going to start going up.
Yeah, well, that's like,
and people are fucked.
Going back to what JD was saying, like you look at like the average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in our neck of the woods. It's like $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom. It all depends. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less.
Yeah, depends.
But we're gonna make the math easy. $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. You have to make 3 times rent to qualify. Yeah. So you need to be bringing home $6,000 a month after taxes to qualify for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Who does that?
That's $72,000 a year after taxes. That's closer to $90,000 a year before taxes, which would be like $45 an hour. Minimum wage is $15. So cost of living and inflation for the consumer, $10 a month for Netflix, and then when there's nothing I want to watch, I'll cancel it and sign up for Peacock or HBO Max, and I'll just change my subscription every month. Like, yeah, that's great for the consumer, but as an artist and a creator, like all those revenue streams are gone, and because there is... they say a recession's coming. I think it's already been here and been here for a while. People just don't want to admit it.
Right.
Because we don't have the disposable income we used to. Like
Right.
me and JD talked about when, we did our film Unhealthy Comedian streaming now on Roku. Like when we were looking at our ways to
Which film?
Unhealthy Comedian streaming now on Roku. But when we were talking about releasing it, like we couldn't afford to do a proper theatrical run because we're like, there's no way we're going to sell enough tickets at a reasonable price to make our money back, let alone turn a profit.
Right.
So we did the one screening we did. And then, we're not going to make any money on streaming. We thought we looked into like maybe doing like a small run of Blu-rays, but then we're like, well, who's going to pay for the Blu-ray when it's available on streaming right now? And then that's
who has a Blu-ray.
yeah, and it's like, and then we're gonna have to pay for that cost up front, and then we have a stack of Blu-rays sitting until we can sell them. So it's just all those revenue streams that were available to filmmakers and musicians and artists in like the 90s aren't there anymore. And so it's harder than ever to turn a profit, and it's only going to get harder.
You know what I try to say?
This
is how you
our own streamer.
You're not.
Party streamer.
More streamers is the
No,
answer.
yeah.
I think that's making the problem
that's
worse.
making the problem worse. Because you know what's funny too? Because we had when we on our DSPs when we released.
Punk rock was back in the days. You had to go to them to get the album at the shows and nowhere else.
Well,
would they sell it.
I was wondering too if artists are going to start doing that again. Remember in the
That's what I've been reading about Henry Rollins. I keep talking.
in the
about
beginning,
him. So-
Taylor Swift and certain artists didn't have their shit on Spotify until they got what they wanted out of Spotify.
No, you're not gonna. I mean, that's what Kanye did with one of his recent albums. You
Yeah,
have to
that's
get it
true.
at his website.
No, in that
from all the shit he
no,
said.
no, but like in that situation, like yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? With that,
Schultz, look what he did,
yeah, he bought it back from Netflix and
and put it on his web page. And I guess once he made enough money, then he just put it on YouTube, which is a slap in the face for everyone that paid. But hey, whatever, he made money.
yeah.
I have seen artists kind of go that independent route. Like I've seen a lot of comedians where like Christopher Titus, where he'll take his specials and he'll put them out on his website, and you have to buy them directly through him. You can either buy the digital copy or you can buy the Blu-ray, but it's all directly through him. That way there's no middleman, there's no studio that he has to do. He pays for the production himself, he produces everything himself, and then if you want it, you have to come directly through him. That only works because he already has a fan base built in. If you don't have a pre-existing fan base, that doesn't work.
Right. I mean, and when you're all starting out, like I used to go to shows all the time. These bands had all their, CDs. I still have CDs from these fucking bands that I went to go see, and it's like, that's cool, but like you're not really selling CDs anymore.
No.
Like, no one's selling CDs, and if you do listen, I mean, a friend of mine, I don't want to say his name, but he just, he did. He posted about it. Flacco, he told me that he paid his rent for the first time off of streams.
Yeah, he actually announced that.
He announced that. Yeah. And, but that's got to be rare. And I'm sure you could be making way more money just if, like, Spotify wanted to. Because is there still such a thing like Napster right now?
Mm-hmm. Napster still exists.
Yeah.
Our music's on there.
But it's not like it was.
They're all streaming sites now. They're all similar.
It's legal now.
So the amount of
no longer punk.
The amount of streaming sites. We just got an email from our DSP that we upload our music on. They announced us 2 more new streaming stores that our song got added to, and it was like, yo, who's going on these streaming sites? Because I've never. I mean, I know. Yeah, don't. Yeah. I can't get it wrong. I don't have a big enough fan base to see numbers from any of those, but like, it is after you get from, past Amazon Music Tidal stuff, you're like, okay, who the fuck's on Napster right now?
Yeah.
Who's using Napster
Like
for
12 people.
like how are you guys still alive?
Well, like we've been saying, it's an oversaturation of the market. Like, just look at how many platforms we're on, because we're on Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
Everywhere.
Places do you see revenue from?
That's the thing, is it's all spread so thin.
So
like
thin.
if it was like, you remember when it was just Netflix?
Yeah.
And it was just Netflix.
Well, Hulu, I remember was the website first, and I could go in there and watch a million things for free. And then if there was like some like real things that I maybe wanted to, like, I had to pay for, on. You could sign up. I had like a free Hulu account, and that was it. But I could watch like a million things. Like I used to watch the Do Tour, X Games and stuff like that. I could watch tattoo show. There was a million tattoo documentaries and shows.
And when it was just Netflix, it was a no-brainer. But now that there's Netflix, Peacock, HBO Max, Disney Plus,
Discovery Plus,
like all these, nobody can subscribe to all of them. So you have
and they do it on purpose, where it's like just like when you were on TV. Oh, I knew I could tune in at 8:00 to see this one show on Discovery, and then on Thursday, we knew that they were releasing something on whatever other channel, or the big game was on Thursday night.
Channel 7.
You know what it is?
But it was all in the same place. Now it's like I can't see. Like people are gonna be like, "Oh, did you see? Game of Thrones on HBO Plus?" And I'm like, "No, because I don't have that." You know what I mean?
Yeah. People, did you see that new
HBO Max? Sorry.
People be like, did you see that show on Apple TV? It's like, no, I don't have Apple TV. I'm not going to have Apple TV.
You know what it is? Entertainment's dead.
You think it's dead?
It's dead.
In a sense, I mean, on some level, it's more
It's
alive
dying.
than forbid.
They're begging us to watch this shit, man. That's what it comes down to.
Here's the thing.
Well, what's the
Can
thing?
we go back? Can we go backwards?
No, we can't.
Why not?
Trickle down economics, and the Democrats will never get rid of it.
I just think it's too far gone, man. It's like
What?
It's like there's.
Or do we plateau for the next 20 years just like this?
I don't think. I think people are gonna get like. It's either I watch the new season of Stranger Things or I buy groceries. Like what the fuck? Like fuck these shows. If that's the case, that's what it's gonna be like in a few years.
I would say that like, not having cable but having a streamer, picking one streamer to watch is probably better. It's cheaper than cable. It's cheaper than
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to see a rise in piracy.
Which is I'm all for that.
Because that's what killed the music industry.
Yeah.
Is free music, and it's like, well, you can't make people go backwards. You can't get them to pay for something they've been getting for free. And it's like when you're asking people to subscribe to 11 different streaming services at $10 a month, people can't do that. So they're just going to pirate the shows they want to watch, but aren't going to pay $11 for your streamer for.
Right.
Now, some people still, even after Napster did buy albums, because album sales were continued to be published, but you got to really like that artist and want to see them keep going. Like, hey, this guy just came out. It's his new project. It's his first project or her project. I'm going to go ahead and buy this to, encourage it to continue. But somebody like super established, maybe like as a pirate, you may go, Jay-Z's 12 albums in, I'll just pirate this one. He doesn't need my money, or whatever. Or like, I don't know, Queen it's their best of, I'll just pirate this because there's several albums in. Whatever's.
But
The music industry's dead. Entertainment industry.
entertainment's dead, man. Like it's not that it's dead. Like people are still gonna go to look like small shows, and I think that's the best way to support the entertainment industry.
I think by going backwards, that's what it's gonna become. It's gonna be the new
Exclusive entertainment.
Exclusive entertainment. It's gonna be come to support your local artist. When they start getting bigger and bigger, it's gonna be cool to see them for the first 10 years, and then support your new local artist. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that's
It's going to be very local and very niche.
the same thing with
just like-
independent filming. It's gonna be the new in thing because they can't afford it, and and independent artists are already taking. We're known. Or sorry, our mindset's already we're taking a loss anyways.
Yeah.
Can we build a fan base while taking a loss though? Is it worth it? And if
There's too much shit out there too, where it's like, how do you make an impact now?
it's hard.
Can you believe the Voice Party has had merch this whole time and we neglected to tell anybody? T-shirts, hoodies, bath mats, wall clocks, throw pillows, even mini skirts. We will throw our logo on absolutely anything. Click the link in the description below and pick you up some Voice Party merch today.